Nude burglar. Innocent man accused of attacking a couple. Taxpayer rampage. And a mother who shot her son in the leg. All that and more on another fine episode of The Florida Files. I know that was stupid. It's fine. A Florida man hailing all the way from Ocala is putting his foot down and suing an establishment known as the Outback. Apparently they have steaks. What isn't apparent is the reasoning. I'm glad you asked. While having a silent protest inside of the handicap stall, Michael Green was sitting upon a porcelain throne. The movement was placed at a standstill, not because of indigestion or a sudden opening of the handicap stall, but because the seat, in fact, collapsed. Must ask, was Mr. Green handicapped? He's seeking in the ballpark of $50,000 for severe bodily harm, significant and permanent loss of important bodily function, and or permanent and significant scarring. I suppose those are the same thing. Along, of course, with medical expenses and lost wages. All jokes aside, I would kind of hope I would get more for my ass. A mother would never harm her children. A tall tale I heard once. Rossietta Smith was having brunch at Red Rooster in Miami. The brunch must have taken forever because police were called to this very location around 5:30 p.m. A shooting had occurred. Apparently an argument aroused between Mrs. Smith and her son that continued outside and in her vehicle. This all came to an end when Smith discharged the weapon inside of her vehicle. According to the victim, he attempted to flee, but Smith proclaims she was simply defending herself. Either way, her son has a wound in his leg and was taken to the hospital. I can only assume they won't be seeing each other anytime soon. Smith would flee the scene before officers arrived, but she was apprehended soon afterwards and has pled not guilty. Aggravated battery. On Christmas, too. We make our way down to Kendale Lake, Florida. 57-year-old man named David Mackey. Okay. I suppose he was self-identifying as Mr. Scrooge, as he gladly began taking public street decorations down and throwing them. Some of these ornaments were glass and naturally they shattered, creating barriers within the roadway and across the local library grounds. Upon arrest, Mr. Mackey proclaimed to the police that he indeed pays his taxes. So obviously he should be allowed to destroy county property, along with, threatening their lives.
And it also has a very distinct smell, okay?
Naturally. Criminal mischief and threatening a Leo. $3,500 bond. That's it. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you believe that we should be allowed to just destroy public property because we pay taxes? What do you think about that? And we head over to Miami. Do that if you could just, do me a favor. That whole subscribe and the like thing. Yeah. I really appreciate it. I could. Sunday at 5:30 a.m., a couple was walking outside of a Voodoo Lounge and rooftop when suddenly a man appeared. An innocent man. Alex Innocent appears to have struck the 46-year-old male into unconsciousness before turning to the woman and kidnapping her. More charges. Then forcing her to perform oral sex, which he denies, by the way. Also, begs the question, how did she get away? More charges. But according to the victim, she bit him while performing said act that allowed her to escape. So I guess, which one is it? Do you suck at your job or do you suck at your job? Mr. Innocent would be taken into custody by Miami PD, where he would receive more charges. Why? Because they found something on him. Do you want to guess?
Syrup, pills, Xanax, Oxycontin, painkillers.
14 grams of mushrooms and 12 grams of marijuana.
I'm on everything.
Leading me to believe that he's not as innocent as his name implies. He also had an active warrant for driving on a suspended license. You should always attempt to commit more crimes when you have an active warrant.
Everything.
Our final story takes us all the way down to Golden Beach. It must be a nice area because there were 2 break-ins to 2 multi-million-dollar homes. But after I tell you the full story, you'll be asking, like I am right now, was he really trying to steal anything? Let me explain. Vladimir Demidovich, age 26, of Hallandale Beach, was found naked inside of the garage of a second home he had broken into. When asked the obvious, where are your clothes? He simply responded, in the first home. Of course. Further investigation would corroborate this tale, as they would indeed find his clothing inside the first home he broke into. Man has taste. So my guy decided to break into a home, start drinking, get naked, leave the first home, break into another one, got naked, started making cocktails, burglary of an unoccupied, that is a lot, that burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, and I'm not even reading it anymore. Damn. Burglary of an unoccupied, burglary of an unoccupied dwelling and criminal mischief. He was also out on felony bond for an incident that happened back in June. I digress. I'm really just curious. What were you trying to steal with no clothes on? Thank you, fine people, for coming down and enjoying a taste of Florida. Do visit soon. What does that mean? Get naked.